What's up, guys? Welcome back to spoiler season. As we said last time, we're going to wait for like a full week's worth of spoilers to come out, do like a recap. We won't cover the reprints unless they're relevant, just due to the new cards. We got 16 to go through tonight, and I think one reprint worth mentioning. If you're really excited about what you're seeing here and want to help support the channel and things we do here, you can visit Happy Little Hug Factory in the description. Link in the description down below. We're ordering through that link for your new set coming out. You pre-order it, as well as the new starters. Help support the channel and everything we do here. When you do open the link, just make sure to make the purchase through the link. You can't build the cart and do it later. It won't show that we sent you over at that point. But yeah, they have the 2 new starter decks. Looks like most of the spoilers are coming from the starter decks. And then they have the new set as well, so you can go pick some of that stuff up.
And you pretty much their Happy Little Factory is always some of the best pricing you'll find for forcible sets. So highly recommend checking it out. And there's more than one notable reprint also that we'll go over. So.
Okay. Also, the other thing I'd mention is if you've ordered cards through them and maybe there's a delay, they were in the process of moving and he's finally finished moving. So it looks like he made that announcement on his Facebook page. At least.
Oh, yeah, and he mentioned that he's updated obviously his singles on TCG Player, but he also updated them on the website, and most of the singles I think he said will be on the Happy Little Hub Factory website. So if there's singles you're wanting, or if you're pre-ordering the next set and want to do just one big card of stuff, make sure to check out their singles. He just updated all the pricing for AO1. So he just finished that now that they're all moved in, so everything's up and running. So if you're looking for any singles from any set obviously, but now AO1 and all that, be sure to check their actual website first before you go looking on a TCG Player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna call not it on this Machina card just because I can't read.
I can do it.
All right.
Oh, we're starting with Machina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what me and Joey were talking about. I guess
Joey specifically said Blue Wizard, so I was like, okay, I'm ready.
No. Anyways, we're starting with the ruler side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got Stranger 10, 2 blue well and a green for Judgment, green, blue, energize. Whenever a water regalia enters a field under your control, choose 1. If the regalia is Maribel type 0, choose up to 2 instead. Choose a card from your Stranger deck at random and put it into your hand, or put 200 water machine resonator tokens into the field, or put 5 +1/+1 counters on a Maribel type 0 you control, or you may pay 0 to do Judgment until end of turn. So very similar to past rulers in the set. Machina, 1200, 17 slash machine. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just jumping over.
I just want to realize we're just rolling in.
I'm just gonna get through the whole thing and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the ruler.
He specifically said, what side are we doing first?
Yeah, because I needed to know which one to read. I just meant to read. Okay.
I want to talk about the front side real quick. Is that the wording of the Maribel type 0 and then putting counters on her and being Regalia makes me think that it kind of goes back to that flavor of like you pay X and it becomes a resonator.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also, is this our first ruler we're talking about for this new set?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only one we've seen.
Okay. So if you guys had one thing I'll point out, because we had discussed this on the 100th podcast, it is a little, and you see this with the front side. Well, it is disappointing that they're still sticking with the exact same formula. We're kind of hoping that they would switch things up with the rulers, and maybe all the rulers for this set still follow their own formula, but it's different from the first set's formula. But now it looks like this probably entire cluster is just going to essentially be copy-paste abilities, which is a little unfortunate because it does feel like a little less exciting to see a new ruler outside of like, oh, who is this ruler? Just as a thing I want to mention, since we had discussed that on a previous podcast. And as spoiler alert, we have not seen Maribel type 0 yet, so spoilers today. We won't know what that is yet, but hopefully we'll get that soon.
Yeah. So as a machine player con, would you run this over what's his name?
Arthur?
Yeah.
It depends on. It depends on the Regalia Maribel, I think. As of right now,
if you assume, let's just assume, it's a Maribel type 0 is a 2 cost, the blue green.
Well, yeah.
Regalia, and it says pay. I'm gonna keep it the way it was before. Pay 5, turn into a resonator.
Okay.
And then the second part is the tap and produce a 2 wheels, and the thing the other ones already do.
What?
That's what it did. That's what it is.
That's terrible. I wouldn't run this then.
I think it really depends on what you get to pay, what Maribel gets to pay for. Like if they come out with like machine arts, and then machine arts are like really strong, like how sword arts and mage arts are right now, then I think you would probably end up running this.
I don't think they're gonna do that based on the other spoilers we've seen. There's just continuing with sword arts and mage arts, so I think they're stuck on those two.
You think Maribel's gonna pay for sword arts or mage arts?
I think mage arts, yeah.
No.
It also depends what machine strangers we get. That could be a huge difference because if there's some OP strangers that are machines, that could make a difference. But yeah, as of right, based generally on this and on our Oscar's hypothetical, I would still go with Arthur.
The last hypothetical thing before we move into the J-Lo side, what would it cost? Like a 2-cost conversion? Would that make you be like, okay, it's playable? Is it the fact that it's 5 cost, or the fact that that's the only ability it has on it?
No, I think the conversion is just not relevant in this format because I'd rather still be tapping for free will each turn. It's just better than having a resonator because I can tap to pay for a stranger resonator, which is probably inherently better than whatever the Regalia could potentially transform into, unless it transforms into like a god, which I don't think it would. I mean,
previous Maribel was definitely really strong, but yeah.
It was okay. The previous Maribel was okay. I barely ran that.
Okay, the Jailer side, it's Machina again, 1200, 7 Kings Machine, Pierce. As long as you control a resonator named Maribel Type 0, this card gains 1,000. God's Art update, green and blue. Put 10 +1/+1 counters on a Maribel Type 0 you control. Choose a card from your stranger deck at random and put it into your hand.
So that basically confirms Maribel will transform, or potentially be both at the same time. Maybe it's simultaneous. Maybe it's not a transform. Maybe it's a Regalia and a resonator somehow. I don't even know how that would work, but
a
resonator with Regalia type.
Yeah. So what about calling something where the
I like how
Regalia,
this is all
right. Well, I'm just thinking. I guess
that's fine,
both of you. But what about something that the Regalia says when your ruler deactivates, flip this card? And so that's how you get access to Maribel Type 0.
It could be if it's something like that, and it flips over, and it doesn't flip over maybe but it gets the added resonator effect, and it's like, oh, if this card's a resonator, your J-Ruler gains barrier or something like that. That could be good because this being a 22, and then your Maribel potentially being super strong with the counters.
20 also, yeah.
Could be good. Or if it gave your J-Ruler swiftness, so you could close out the game
that's no.
for 22.
I don't think.
Oh, is that crossing the line?
No, because Machina isn't going to get swiftness. He's probably, I don't know what he would get actually.
He has Pierce.
Right. But Melgus already gets swiftness, so it's like.
But machines are one of the big machine power plays was giving all machines swiftness.
Yeah, but not off of their.
I'm talking about giving one machine swiftness, not 33 machines.
The Regalia isn't going to do the same thing as the Flame Regalia, though.
No, it's not. I'm saying the resonator part of the Regalia would get swiftness, not the Regalia.
That'd be pretty crazy.
It could flip over and say it could be March of Machines, where when you judgment, it flips and says J resonators you control gain swiftness to end a turn.
Machine J resonators, that'd be nasty.
Yeah,
that actually would. Yeah. Okay.
To keep this going, so we're not going over like. Well, yeah, guys, I'll leave this with y'all. To throw a little curveball here, I'm going to read one more card that wasn't in this list of cards we're going to look at. So when they posted this, they posted also the. So this is the buy box promo. We also have the pre-release event promo. So I'm going to read that one off real quick.
Well, you guys aren't going to see them because I was not queued for this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm throwing a curveball. So it's Xion, the Sorrowful Songstress. She's a 1-cost blue 4/4 resonating human. Tap, produce blue or black. Spend this wheel only to play mage arts. Whenever you play a water or darkness mage art, target resonator gains -200 attack until end of turn. So
I understood half that, but that seems kind of bad. Anyways,
it could be good.
I don't think I'm a fan. Anyways, yeah.
I think this all literally just hinges on what Maribel is.
Also,
Whether he's
Oscar's like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about now. I'm just saying, Oscar's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. When Oscar was the person who started with the hypotheticals anyway. He's like, well, what if this Maribel transformed and was 5? Would you put it in your machine deck?
Last thing, and we'll move this on.
Okay,
I like so he can go on a tangent as long as he wants, but as soon as he says last thing, we're not allowed to do it.
As soon as we expand on his tangent too, he's like, why was you guys going on this crazy tangent now? All right.
So Blue Wizard.
I'm not even listening to you guys. You guys are the assholes.
Agree. I'm on call.
All right.
I don't know why anybody watches this.
Blue Wizard. Blue Wizard is a stranger, 1-cost blue, quick cast, 6/6. Enter, cancel target, automatic ability of Resonator. We talked about this, didn't we? Yeah, on the podcast with Josh.
Yeah.
So you guys can go for full details on that. I'm half and half on this one, but I mean it's a solid stranger overall.
I think that's bullshit. I got smashed really hard with Erendite on the league. So I don't like this either. Like
we'll talk about it on the podcast. I'm so mad about my RNG right now.
At least green doesn't get it. I'm glad this isn't
blue.
Yeah.
I'm glad this isn't blue.
Yeah, but no, it seems great. I think it's a great card.
Yeah.
Like it's a bigger body too than Lorite and stuff.
So this card, real quick, I think the artwork's amazing. Like just seeing it now, I was excited to see it full art. The unfortunate part, even if it's full art, that we're gonna have that crazy blue frame all around it.
Stupid.
Yeah,
stranger border.
I really liked Blue Wizard as a ruler, except she sucked as a ruler. But the art was so cool.
Yeah.
If this was we could get this as a regular full art, textured and everything. Oh, it'd be gorgeous.
Yeah. Speaking of this card, somebody has the playmat of this card for sale in the market for $40.
Ooh, that's
which is like
cool.
a steal.
Oh,
all right. That's you.
I've literally cycled back and forth like 8 times already. Oscar next.
It's Joy.
No, it's you.
Well, no, Joy did the machine.
Mark,
then
he did
Blue Wizard.
And I did Shion. You did Wizard.
No,
Shion counts. Okay, whatever. I'm taking.
We got Barus, the machine god of conflagration. It's a stranger. 2 cost, 2 red, 800 demon. Resonators you control gain plus 200 attack while attacking. As Awakening of green, enter J/Resonators you control gain pierce until end of turn. Awakening of red, enter J/Resonators you control gain swiftness until end of turn.
So
if you get this, is it worth paying, say, 3 red just to get that swiftness on everybody? How many are you actually affecting with that swiftness?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. This is an okay card. You don't play this to play it. You play this for the Awakenings to close the game. To pay 4 and give everything, all your J ruler, and your Resonator, swiftness and pierce. That's just with the power levels of Resonators in the current format. This is just straight up a game closer. Outside of that, it's an okay card. Outside of being a game.
I mean, I don't think you play this any other time. I think it's really nice for a 2 because like you still get a big 800 and
you're looking at it wrong, Joe. It's okay for a 2. Not for a 2-cost stranger. For the power level of all the other strangers, this is way lower until you calculate in the Awakenings as a game closer.
I guess it does affect him as well. So he gains the swiftness and pierce as well.
Right, yeah. I still think Resonators control gain plus 2 is really good. Mm-hmm. Like the thing is, this guy helping out other Resonators gain swiftness isn't too great, but because like realistically you're not gonna have enough will to utilize all that extra swiftness.
100% with Regalia.
Yeah, maybe with Regalia, but even then, like the Regalia can't pay for the Awakening. Like you can only pay 1 red for this guy's stranger. Wait, no.
Hold on, Joey.
No, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, and you can also pay 2 for your Regalia to get your free judgment to flip your J-Ruler, then tap your Regalia and 2 will to play him with your Awakening to give your J-Ruler swiftness and pierce, as well as him swiftness and pierce, and anything else you have pierce and swiftness is irrelevant for the others.
I think it's solid. I don't know if it's 100% solid because I mean we're in like a format currently where it's like If you drop it down, you can get canceled by Kaguya, or it can have one of the Awakening stopped with Erendite or that new Blue Wizard, or you put it down and they're like, yeah, it's good. I'm gonna drop down Perfect Loki. Your board's wiped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious to see where this lands in that.
I think it's
luckily we're in a format where there's still, as of now, no free cancels. There's no mage arts. Well, okay, yeah, I take it back. That stranger is a stranger that can cancel. So technically, there's one free cancel in the game, but that's the only one. And he can only cancel one of these abilities. So you can at least play around how much will your opponent has untapped and stuff like that. So you don't want to, obviously you don't want to pay 4 and play this down if your opponent has 2+ will untapped, because then you're just misplaying at that point. But outside of that, that's why I say it's a game closer. Your opponent's tapped out or has one open will, passes your turn. You're like, I can finish this game right now if this lands.
How's he a machine god and not a machine resonator?
I was just thinking of that. I was like, what?
Right.
But
I don't know, that is a
also real quick. They're keeping up for, I don't know why, but they're keeping up. You know what? Actually, I know why. The flavor text being a paragraph, and it's probably because they don't do lore anymore, so they're trying to clam all the lore into the flavor text.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Another note of Magna that we had seen last spoiler season, and the last card we had.
Note of Magna 15.
Okay.
Joey?
Percival, the Charmed Knight. 1 blue, 200/200, Knight of the Round Table. Enter, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a Regalia, or chant from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Banish this card to foresee 1.
Interesting.
I like it.
So yeah, like Fari could run technically both of them, right?
Wow, you can put any chance in your hand.
Yeah, any chance.
That's crazy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, this is super broken. This is crazy strong. This is way stronger than any other Percival. This is like league stronger.
Yeah, this one I think is the S tier compared to the other ones. Like it's the top dog here.
In my head, I just assumed Regalia and Knight of the Round Table, so I was like, I really like 4C, so I like this card. 4C1, that's cool. Any chant or Regalia, and the setup of this card is insane.
See,
you're forcing your opponent to cancel the ability. If your opponent cancels this ability, you're setting yourself up, and your opponent's going to lose out. So you're forcing them to spend will to cancel a 1-drop, who you can still banish to 4C1, and so you still get value.
The or Regalia part is almost relevant. It's like that chant part is what sets it apart.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If your opponent doesn't cancel it, you get to set yourself up with the chant. If they do cancel it, you're on the upside because they either wasted an entire stranger to cancel this, or Erendite when you have other stuff they could be canceling, or they spent more will in order to full cancel the card. And even if they cancel the ability, you still got the banish to 4C. So you're still getting close to your 1 cost value, but you're getting way more than that because you're forcing your opponent to expend hand value and will value to stop it. And if they don't, you're getting just straight value, because chants are super strong in this format because there's so much resonator hate that it's less about the resonators and more about how you counter the resonators, which most of the time is in chants and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's really strong.
I agree. It's definitely strong.
Nick, we got a reprint for Charm of the Princess, and then a reprint of Cinderella. And
hold on, Oscar want to talk about Cinderella.
Oh, you did?
Right, Oscar.
Well, I asked Colin what he wanted to do, and he never answered.
Well, I asked, and then you're like, and then Joey said something, and then you never got back to it.
I said, like, why are we going to talk about Cinderella? Is she special?
And I answered your question. There's a card that works for her later. So Cinderella, the Valkyrie of Glass, is a 2 blue, 200/800 fairy tale. Enter, put a glass counter on this card. This card gains +6 attack. As long as there is a glass counter on it, whenever this card deals damage, remove a glass counter from it, and you can pay 2 blue to return this card to its owner's hand. Just keep it in mind for later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, but yeah. So, is Valentina's Zealot a reprint?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's super lame. Well, it's actually a decent card, actually.
No, he sucks.
Here's the big one. So this reprint, Space-Time Anomaly. So if you aren't aware, it's a blue-black chant. Mage Art, Quickcast with Remnant. Target J/Resonator gains -5/5 until end of turn. Draw a card. Oscar?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yep. Oscar's been talking about this card for the past, month. And that's all you got to say, Oscar?
I'm excited it's back. I'm glad.
Okay, so anyways, I'll try and encapsulate what Oscar's been saying off camera, but doesn't want to say on camera. He's been he would say is what he played this all the time in Dark Alice. So he's hoping they would reprint it. I was not, but because it was super strong back then. But yeah, so it's high value. People were having discussions on whether the value is there. Because it doesn't destroy stuff, and there's 2 costs that do guarantee destruction, whereas this is just a -5. But it does have the draw power and remnant and the mage art on top of it, and the mage art allows it to be literally a free card that you're playing to, at worst case scenario, draw a card at minimum, most likely.
See, I always hated drawing a card off this. I was like, oh gosh, you killed my thing, and then they're like, draw a card, and I was like, damn it, I drew a card. That's
okay. We also talked about this extensively on the podcast with Patton. So again, another reason to go check that last podcast out. It's really good to hear.
What was the combo you were talking about? That like you use its remnant ability.
Yeah, Patton was saying on the podcast. Again, if you go watch
yes, yeah, I wasn't on the podcast. I didn't watch it. So.
With Perfect Loki and the ability to play cards from graveyard, that you can play this technically without removing it from graveyard. So you can play it to do something, and it's still there. So you can use it, say, for its remnant ability, and then it gets removed from graveyard.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm not thrilled that it's back. It was pretty strong. We'll see if it lasts, if it holds.
Yeah,
I still think it's really strong.
The funny part was when we were talking about that, like, we were going back and forth about it in chat, like amongst the 3 of us, and I think like a few days later, I was like, "Oh yeah, it has remnant." And you were like, "Oh my god!" It took a while for me to click.
All right, next turn.
But it's a reprint, but they added the mage art, which is the interesting thing. Oscar. No, wait, Oscar already stole one. Joey.
Okay. Loki, the ancient demon lord. He's a stranger. 7, 8, 9, 10. He's a 10 cost with 3 black. 1200. Resonator, stranger, god. Flying, you may pay 1 less to play this card for each resonator in the field, and to remove all other resonators from the game.
They really like doing that.
Yeah.
In black. Of like, it's same thing with that blue card where there's a couple abilities that are literally just like copy pasted from previous ones, which I find interesting. I'm wondering if that's on purpose, like, oh, we'll do this ability, but it'll be better this time, or what. But I think that's a solid. I think that's a better. I think this is where the balance should be for strangers, in my opinion. I think this is
that's fair.
Pretty well balanced.
I think it's fair, which is not like it's on the lower end of the spectrum for strangers, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, but it's not too low, but it's also not too high. It's a potential. If there's token generation, there is potential 3 cost 12/12 that removes all your tokens that paid for it. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I'm curious, but if you put it in a deck that works, I don't know, say with your removed area, it could be really good.
It's true. Like, I don't think we've seen, besides Space Time Anomaly and those reprints, what the Valentina deck is actually trying to do yet. And this is obviously her support stranger, so I'd be curious what she's doing with the things in field.
Yeah. I would like to point out, I don't know if you guys realize, but the pay 1 less works for both sides of the field. I just feel like if you've got like 7 resonators, someone is doing something wrong. Like they could even have 4 and you could have 3, and it's still like, how did this get to this point? So
well,
I don't know.
I think it's pretty easy, especially for like same machine decks, to get to a high resonator count. But
3 and 3 is not too out of the situation.
Yeah, but then he's a 4 cost, and like that's kind of expensive.
A 4 cost 12/12?
4 cost 12/12 that completely wipes the field and gets rid of all enter graveyard effects.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I don't know.
Wait, it's even less than that. It's a stranger. You're tapping a Regalia for it. Yeah, no, that's fine. Next up, we got Triton, the Prince of Ocean. It's a 2 cost 8/8 Quickcast stranger god. Other water J resonators you control gain +2/+2. I think this is not great for a stranger.
Yeah, I was kind of sad. Like, it would have been cool if it followed the way last Triton did. Just, hey, take that thing that's right there.
No.
I
would rather not have that again.
Yeah, we're already getting reprints of one. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot. Let me back up here real quick. Just mention Charm of the Princess that steals a resonator. It's a mage art, so it's literally you just pay the cost of whatever resonator you want to steal, and that's it.
I don't think this will see play though. That
Triton, yeah,
says-
no, I don't think so. If
But
it
yeah,
does, it's just a filler.
It
'cause
can,
people-
yeah, and it can trick its way and stuff like that. Yeah.
Next up,
Reprint.
hold on, we got a reprint of a Fong, and then go ahead, Oscar.
All right. Yignitsve, the Guardian of
Is it
Greenbrand?
or is it Enitsve?
It's
I think Ignitsve sounds right.
Enitsve.
it's
the Guardian of
Yignitsve, the Guardiane of Greengay Branche.
2 costs, green, 7/8 spirit, quick cast, enter, recover target J/resident.
Ooh, that's
I think it's
fancy.
solid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a solid one.
That's
I
a
don't think
pretty
this
good
needed to be a stranger. I think this is a fine power level for a normal card, but
Really? 2 costs? Like I swung in with a giant J ruler, recover it, do it again?
yeah, I mean maybe make it a 3 cost, but
Yeah.
I still feel like the power level is not crazy for a stranger for the randomization. But yeah, no, it's a solid card, and it's a spirit. We got
Yeah.
a good spirit. I think is this the first good spirit we've ever gotten?
Yeah. I mean, the other one, I can't remember her name. The blue-white one that came in, replaced herself, and it had something on it that I ran it back in the day, but I forget.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do
think
this weird
previous
thing with
spirits.
spirits where they keep like, here's a batch of support that's not viable. Rotate. Here's another batch of support. It's not viable. Rotate. And all the batches together might start to make something viable, but they're never ever in the same format to like become viable. It's the
You know what?
weirdest thing. I think it's a joke at this point. I think they're aware.
They're loading up so that some player out there who wants to play Epic Stories can run a spirit deck. Is what they're doing.
Gosh, if we
I'm sure that's
actually, that would be amazing to get to the point where there's like 50 or 40 spirits. So you're just like, I'm running a spirit deck, and it's actually like pops off and stuff.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up right now. Y'all go ahead and move on.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Next up, wait, is it you or me next, Joey?
I think it's me because Oscar just did that one.
Good.
Awakening the Beast East being
Doesn't work anymore.
Queen A. I don't know how to do Pig Land anyways. Awakening the Beast Queen. I love this card. 2 green, 1 red. Quick cast, chant, sword art. Choose one. J resonators you control gain +6/+6 until end of turn, or put 2 friendship counters on your J ruler. Then recover up to 2 magic stones, or put 2 600/600 Wind Beast resonator tokens into the field. You only get to choose one? That's
Correct.
bullshit.
I don't think it will be once everything is out.
Oh,
Real quick,
dude, that's
there's-
It's a
nasty,
sword art,
actually.
don't forget. So it's a 1 cost that buffs every J ruler and resonator you have by 6, or does what'll probably be
Actually,
a decent effect,
yeah.
or puts just 2 6/6 beasts that are probably being buffed and helping other effects because they're beasts for 1.
See,
And quick
friendship
cast
counters.
speed.
Friendship counters
quick
could be
cast
pretty solid. We have to see
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna say friendship counters are probably gonna be really good, and then you recover
quick
up to
cast.
2 target like 2 magic stones. Actually, like recovering 2 magic stones is gonna be pretty crazy. I think
I
that's
recover 2.
gonna be the main.
That's not bad.
the main strength.
I just want to comment real quick. I looked up the spirits. There's 40,
Okay.
but 2 of them are strangers, plus the one we just saw is a stranger. So you couldn't actually run them in the main deck.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I think once it hits the 40 mark, then the epic stories will fire off.
And that's a
what
5
we'll
color.
keep
That's a
an eye
5 color Epic Stories deck.
Uh-huh.
on. Try. That's
Anyways,
fine. You're just running BFA ruler.
Awakening the Beast Queen, guys. Focus in.
Yeah, no. We talked about it. I think we got everything out. I think
did
it's.
not.
I think it's a really good.
I-
I think it's really
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty solid for the +6/+6, just for technically 1 cost. And the I want to see what the friendship counters do. I think before I weigh in heavily, so we'll come. I'll come back and comment on this once we've seen the ruler.
Yeah,
for Chrissy and
that's
see
right.
what she
You
does.
guys are going so far on the camp of like everything's free. I just get stuff for free now, and it's like
You do.
Well, listen,
not
we've
free,
played
but
games.
I get it.
And yeah, it's like 3 or 4 times with the Regalia hit play. It's like I'll tap 1 and play this card, whatever, and it's Awakened or something like that. You know, it's like it is pretty much free.
It's
Not pretty much. It's 100% free.
I don't
There's
agree. I
no
feel like-
argument where it's not free.
The way I see it is, if I paid 2 for the Regalia, and at any point in time I paid or tapped it to gain 2, it's already paid itself off.
Right,
So
but
anything
that's-
beyond
as soon as you
anything-
tap the
anything
Regalia,
beyond that is a free card to me.
yeah. As soon as you tap the Regalia the second time, all the cards are free that you're playing.
Yeah.
That you're paying. As soon as it taps the second time, which I've yet to play or see a game that it does not tap at least twice.
And only 2 things are destroying Regalias right now, right? Maybe there's more, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking about two spells that do it, and they're both red. You know.
And you've already gotten your value because you've tapped it once. If you haven't, you tap in response because you can tap it as soon as you play it. It's and you're forcing your opponent to play a card and will and take up room in their deck just to counter these.
Right. I get that. It's just like I still feel like you guys are like way too far on the free stuff.
No,
side.
it's not
But-
like there's no. You're playing it. I don't know how you can.
justified.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But next up, we got Claw of the Sacred Beast. It's a red-green
Oh, it's
Regalia mythic. Beast and 4 Sacred Beast resonators. You control gain +1/+1 for each friendship counter on your J ruler. Tap, produce, the 2 to spend to play God's Art abilities, Strangers, or Sword Arts.
So sword arts.
So second, once again, obviously the Regalia and stuff are going to be copy-paste, but the friendship counter thing is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is the friendship counter payoff that we were wondering about in the last card. Like, maybe she doesn't actually interact with them, but there's cards they're going to be doing what this does,
Like
I
she's
mean,
an anchor for it.
if she gets to
Right.
play out friendship counters like past this, she's gonna be pretty insane. Like, I already feel like this is like I'd so play this so hard.
Yeah, this goes back to what I said of producing those 2/6/6 token beasts. If you have friendship counters on it, they're automatically already now like 8/8s or 10/10s, depending on how
Yeah.
frequent that generation is. Like, Precious, one of her abilities, going off the stuff, could be whenever you play a Regalia, one of the things you could choose is to put like 2 friendship counters on her passively. So you're already passively building counters and stuff like that.
I think with how
Yeah.
quick things are going now, that it really needs a quick friendship counter build up.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious if she like gets passive friendship counter generation, or if it's only. I mean, I feel like the Oak and the Beast Queen and maybe some of her other sword arts are gonna be all the friendship counter like generation that she's gonna get. But we'll see. That's definitely really strong. I think it's
Oscar?
awesome.
Next up is Magna's Guardian Beast. It's a 3 cost. That's 2 green and a red. 6/6 beast. Enter, you may search your deck for up to 2 resonators with total cost 1 and put them into the field. Then shuffle your deck.
Oh my god, I love him, but he's gonna get countered so hard.
No, what? Yeah, I like the art for this a lot. It's potentially pretty insane-o.
Yeah, but like it's
I was talking as I was talking to Oscar about it. Just me talking, I went from like it's okay to like, oh no.
there's so
That's
many
really
good
strong.
one cost. Cards
Yeah,
you can.
the obvious one I came up with in my head as I was talking to Oscar was like, oh, you could just search for Guinevere and Rookegg
Yeah.
and just throw those in the field, and you're set.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whenever-
But yeah, you do run the risk of hitting the Arondites or something like that. But I don't think that's too big of a threat,
I mean,
really. And it's still a beast, so you're still getting value in a sense.
it's a 3 cost like pretty weak beast like compared to
Well,
what
yeah, you can't make
it
it
should
stronger
be.
than 6/6.
Right, I'm just feeling like if its enter ability gets countered, it's a big waste of space.
That's
I
the
guess.
same thing with like everything with enter
Yeah.
abilities. Like that stranger we looked at. If those enter abilities get countered, he's a big waste of space.
It's still big 800 for 2 cost. But I'm just saying, like,
This is probably
Joey?
going to be an 800 because of those friendship counters.
You can grab 2 fire and water dragons.
yeah, but then I'm playing
Ooh.
red, green, blue, and
Yeah,
that
no.
doesn't work.
Well,
And I probably
Yeah,
really
that's-
gonna
that's the
needing
limit.
them.
not till all the dual stones are out, right? And then it's not actually very impossible, huh?
That's not gonna work out.
No,
No.
blue, red, green. People did it back during Alice and Lapis cluster. So
How
I
can you
would say it's out of
be
the
so
question.
like? No, that's not possible. After you just binge watch Skirt and log on, you should know that
Uh-huh.
like
You
should
like
do
like
the
you need.
impossible.
You're so dumb. You need four. You only have 4 green red stones anyways. So like it's gonna be actually really difficult to play this guy.
Okay.
When he costs 2
Alright.
green, I think that's garbage.
Go,
I don't,
go,
I don't think so. I mean, like again, I'm going back to the way things used to be, and it's like once you find that balance of those 3 dual stones, you'd figure it out.
Yeah, but you don't have the other dual stones yet. Is my
Right?
is
As
my
I said,
point.
when they're here, when they come out.
When they come out, I think there'll be better stuff. Like
Alright,
there'll be
next.
actually red blue
Yeah.
stuff that you
Think
can
so.
play.
Who's next?
I don't know. I think I'm next. Eureka, the Puppet Lord of the Seas. 2 blue and a black, 900. Resonator King. If you control a J ruler, this card in your hand gains Quickcast, and you may pay 1 blue less to play this card. Enter rest target Resonator or Regalia your opponent controls. It doesn't recover during the recovery phase as long as this card is in the field. As long as you control El Chiffon, the pet dragon of the Lord of the Seas, this card gains flying and barrier. Ooh. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Actually, I haven't really even looked at this card. Pretty cool artwork.
This guy's cool.
It's pretty interesting. I think that's super. So potentially a 2-cost 9/9 quick cast, flying barrier that rests something indefinitely. That you'll probably choose the Regalia because even if they tap in response, it's still rest indefinitely. And if he has barrier, that could be a long time that it's rested. I think this is really solid. This is a decent counter to Regalia besides just spending stuff to destroy them and then getting no further benefit. You're spending this to kind of get rid of the Regalia, but you also get this body in the field that flies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think if he lands and his enter ability goes off and he's able to get barrier, I feel like he's a really strong card. Like, especially because like they have to kill, like. Well,
does Erendite target?
Yes, it does, but it targets automatic abilities.
Oh,
I think, right? Or is
It's not cancel target or automatic
cancel
ability
automatically target resonator? It might be
or something like that.
I'm looking at it right now.
See, I was thinking about that, but then I was thinking, oh, this guy's effect.
Cancel target automatic ability of a resonator.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah. Okay, so it's still counterable. So that's good though, because we get some like, oh, this counters Regalia, and then he's countered by this, and that's countered by a regular cancel. Is it like that should be the back and forth going?
The other issue is that like they can just play more Regalia, so it's like, okay, you tap down my Regalia, I'm gonna play it, and it destroys this Regalia, and now I get to play it again. You know?
Yeah.
So
that's obvious play, but you force them to spend 2 will instead of just.
But it's free.
Stuff.
It's free.
Yeah, you got to tap it twice to get back to that free spot. We just went over this show. Pay attention, Jesus.
He's trying to poke holes in the way it works, and he's like reaching it.
Like guys,
he's using his finger to try poke holes in cement.
My only point.
I think it might work at some point.
My only point.
A long time.
My only point is that
the
only reason Regalia are good is because of the effects they trigger off of your J ruler. Otherwise, I don't think they're.
No. The only reason they're good is because they play Mage Arts, Sword Arts, and Strangers. Yeah. Like that's the reason they're good. The other effects are average at best. The only good one is the swiftness.
Yeah. Spoilers. I saw this new Regalia, and it doesn't have J ruler effects. So.
Which one?
You'll see it soon.
Oh, okay. Is it black blue? Okay.
So
Let's
next
talk about
up,
Freya.
we got Freya, the goddess of full moon. She's a black-blue 7/7 stranger goddess. Enter, destroy target resonator. Total cost 3 or less. You gain life equal to its defense. I like that. I think that's a solid dropper in.
Mm-hmm.
She's free, so you get to just basically destroy something and gain life. I think that's good.
She's a really low cost for what she does.
Yeah,
I guess it only does do total cost 3 or less.
Yeah, and she's got a solid attack and defense. And life gain inside of blue-black is pretty rare, so that's interesting to see as well.
Does she play well with goddesses, Oscar? Or does that not really have
because you put her in your hand, and then you play that field card to play her into the field.
Yeah, that's. I'll have to test that or play that deck more. That's not exactly something that's just like, oh yeah, just hit it. You know, it's like, well, I played 10 games, I hit it once type thing. You know, so
yeah. But if they introduce more than one goddess, that's a stranger. That's could be insano.
That's true. The only other thing I would argue is if it had at least one side sharing a color like black, red, or blue, white, or something like that, it would seem a little bit more reasonable. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oscar,
good catch on the goddess. I like the artwork on this one, by the way.
Yeah,
the artwork that's existed for.
Yeah, and I have
Still
the promos of this, and then it's pretty great. The next one up is Guardian of Outlands, Stranger, 2 green and a red. It's a 0/2000 tree man. Enter, put the top card of your Magic Zone deck into the field rested. At the beginning of your turn, this card's attack becomes equal to its defense until end of turn.
Now this is an insane stranger.
Well, this is a good target for Freya. I'd be like, boop, hit that. I'm going to gain 2,000 life.
Yeah, but you've also, I guess, yeah, it is 3 costs or less to target for free. But outside of that, this is a 3 job that when you go to your attack phase is a 2,000 that also gets you a stone, so which helps you ramp. And he's a 1 cost technically, so that's insane. I
I
think.
think he's very very nice.
I think it is pretty good. I think it forces your opponent to respond to it.
Yeah, you like the Freya. I think is one of the best counterplays to this, probably. But both of these are randomized, so like counterplay is a strong word, I guess, for randomization. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is really good.
All right. Reprint.
Oh yeah, reprint. Rapid growth. So this one,
Is that a sword art now?
I think it's going to be insane. It's a sword art. It's a quick cast 1 cost remnant where target J/resume gains 4/4 until end of turn. So you can tap a Regalia and play this twice.
Yeah.
To give either 2 separate themes 8/8 or
cool.
give 1 or 2 separate themes 4/4 or 1 theme 8/8. So this could potentially also be insano, especially since it's inside of green and we're getting our beasts, which are already passively buffed, and have things that can give stuff pierce and swiftness. So this on top of that, yeah.
Yeah, the only downside to this, I'd say, is that there's a lot of stuff that just outright kills your J resonators or removes them and stuff. And so, I always really liked playing this in response to like damage being dealt, and it's just like, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, rapid growth. I love rapid growth.
Sprinting Wolf, Herald of the Beast Lady, a promo of Light of Raisin Revive. We'll talk about that later. Okay, go ahead, Oscar.
All right, Lover's Lock. It's a 2 cost, black and a blue.
This is
Quick cast Regalia, mythic. Produce 2 wills in any combination of blue and or black. Spin as well only to play God's Art abilities, strangers, or mage arts.
So here's one, Joey, that straight up has nothing else outside of spending will and having quick cast.
And then you're gonna play it, and Valentina is probably gonna give something -0, -5, and kill stuff on a ruler ability. Which is my only point is that this is gonna be amazing because Valentina is gonna have some synergy where she activates stuff.
Well, yeah, she's gonna have something where she activates where this enters the field, and you pick one of like 5 different things and do it.
Two of 5 different things.
And also getting crazy value out of this of being able to play it at quick cast speed on your opponent's turn for whatever those effects are, and also playing at quick cast speed to tap it and play something, then recover and tap and play something else, all within like technically 1 turn span. You're able to get double the value out of this over other Regalia. So like I'm of the opinion that like we just talked about, that the only real ability that matters is this tapping for will. So the fact that this is quick cast, I think puts this on the forefront of this, and the Melgus one I think would be the 2 strongest Regalia in the game right now.
This card full art is gonna be looking so cool on fields when you're watching somebody play or walking.
I think so I think this is probably gonna be the best card, like the best Regalia. Like I'm already imagining just ridiculous quick cast shenanigans with Valentina. Like there's like you can play this, get you're a stranger, and if it's like blue wizard, you can cancel stuff. If it's you can play like space time anomalies and stuff like on their turn and everything. Like this is pretty insane.
Two things. One, what would you do if one of the abilities on Valentina like worked with this, where it's like, choose one of these, and one of the things is cancel target spell to work.
That would be too insane.
Well, yeah, obviously, but yeah. 2, the thing that I was talking about was to Oscar before was how this could potentially be a window of working outside of stranger decks. This actually works decently well inside. Like as an example, if Mage Arts and God's Art abilities are really good in, say, a perfect Loki deck, you throw this in a perfect Loki deck so that if your opponent doesn't play Resonators or Resonators worth value of playing your Loki to bounce stuff or whatever, you have that 2 will open and you play this instead at quick cast speed, so you're still getting value each turn, and then this starts tapping for free spells while you're also simultaneously playing Loki or doing whatever other abilities and stuff like that, like, and then you still have access to your rune deck. Like I think this, more than the other Regalia, crosses over to non-stranger decks really a lot more easily, especially with space-time anomaly being a thing. So I think this is fair. Crazy strong.
The only downside to this, and it's not even a downside, I would say, is that you don't really get to utilize I guess it's like, oh, I have like 20 options, and this is one of my downsides. But like, if you quick cast this, you usually won't use the free judgment ability that Valentine is probably going to have. But even then, it's like, oh, I just have so many options. Like, I can use this for free judgment abilities later. Yeah, it's crazy. I think this is going to be Valentine is going to be insane.
Also, it's this turn. You can play this on your turn before recovery, so you can still play it, tap it to play something, do the free judgment ability, untap all your stuff, judgment, tap this for God's Art or something else.
You're right. That's
there's some pretty insane stuff even with that ability.
Yeah, I mean, and with Loki's judgment, it doesn't pay for that, right? No, I'm confused.
No. It's a strange thing.
This with what was that other Triton, since it's a quick cast, it's like quick casting Triton down. Yeah, there's a lot of
as a combat play,
there's just a lot of bullshit. I honestly am gonna hate this card 100%. I already know.
I know.
Is that me or is that Oscar?
I'll go. Masked Prince. It's a black and a blue, 6/6 human. Enter, search your deck for a card named Cinderella, the Valkyrie of Glass, and put it into the field. Then shuffle your deck. If you control Cinderella, the Valkyrie of Glass, you may instead choose a card from your stranger deck at random and put it into your hand. And you can tap and put a glass counter on Cinderella, the Valkyrie of Glass you control.
That's pretty funny.
Yep.
I think that's pretty solid. Is this worth flooding your deck with Cinderellas to search for?
Probably not.
Because Cinderella is terrible, but
maybe Cinderella isn't bad
she's terrible at her best. She's a 2-cost 8/8. That's her peak. Is it being a 2-cost?
She's 8/8. A free 8/8 because you played that card to get her.
No, not if she's in your hand and you don't have any others in your deck.
Well, you probably run three. You could run 3 of them.
Well, then you're guaranteed you have a dead card in your hand. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. The problem with it is, but it could be good because then you play her, play him, and it's a mechanism to get a stranger.
I think this guy also having being able to generate stranger drawing is it could be good.
They're trying really hard to make Cinderella an okay card, but yeah, we'll see. I guess it did a decent job with the field card for Knights of the Round Table, but Joey?
El Chiffon, the pet dragon of the Lord of the Seas. He is a 6-cost, 2 blue and a black. Well, I gotta count. I can't just 1,000 dragon resonator. Ooh. Flying, you may pay 1 less to play this card for each chant in your graveyard. Enter, destroy all resonators with total cost 1 or less your opponent controls.
I like how it took till the typing for Joey to realize this was a dragon. But
oh yeah, I wasn't really paying. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just reading.
So Joey, you run dragons. How do you like this?
Well, this guy sucks in the dragon deck, but he's really cool. Obviously part of Valentina is going to be using remnants and stuff. So him being a 3-cost could actually be really good. But as far as Fuji goes, he isn't 5-cost, so you can't utilize him.
So now someone pointed out, and now I can't unsee it. The name could easily drop a few thes, and I was like, oh shoot, it does have a lot of thes in the title.
There's 3.
Yeah, that's a lot.
This is why I'm also glad I don't just look at the foreign cards and try to translate it, because me and Colin did that when we first saw this. I didn't catch that it was each chant in graveyard, so it's oh, okay. I thought it was just each card in graveyard.
Oh, I got chant.
They're definitely a lot better.
I don't know what you were looking at. But I think this is a solid card. Potentially a 3-cost 10/10 that wipes 1-drops, and there's a lot of 1-drops you don't want in the field right now. Dark Hours, mana fixers inside of Isis, and different things like that. So this could be solid.
Nice. Nice. I feel he isn't. He comes in a little late to turn on the other card that we were talking about, the king card.
Oh yeah.
But like,
yeah, that's kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Because usually this would be like oh, play the
Be
pet
like
dragon. It's
one or
like
two
a one or
drop,
two
yeah.
cost. That's okay, but its main purpose is to help this guy.
yeah.
But yeah. So
That's it. That's all the spoilers we have for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're excited about this. Again, visit Happy Little Hug Factory, link in the description below if you want to pre-order the set. And we'll be back again next week with more spoilers.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.